Hope you guys are doing well. Checking in with you on this beautiful Saturday. Hope everything's good with you. I am feeling very gracious. That's because I just got a nice lineup, a nice haircut. If you can't see it here on the live that I'm having here, you can just picture a nice crisp lineup. Still got some chalk residue on the side. I don't know why barbers these days love to use the chalk. Like, this ain't the hopscotch days and we're drawing it on the ground. You don't have to draw on my head to see what you're doing. I personally think the barbers who put the chalk on the head is doing a little bit much. But who am I to say? I'm gonna let him do his thing as long as you get me crispy. And when he gets you crispy, you feel crispy. So it's only right I come on here with the crispy energy and bring it to you guys. The crispiness. Oh man. Hope you guys are having a very, very blessed day, man. So today's topic, I just wanted to come on here and just stay active. Stay active. Stay just spilling my thoughts of where I'm at in my progress and bringing it to you guys so you can just get an understanding of what it's like of just being someone in their journey. Knowing not everything is always going to be on point. Not a lot of things are just going to happen and flow as easily as you think it will or is supposed to happen. No matter how far along you are in your careers, such as I, playing now in starting my 12th season, you would think that everything flows so naturally and sweet now that you've been doing it this long. And in actuality, it's not like that. You still have to go through all the nonsense. You still have to deal with a lot of BS, like fighting with teams and trying to get a good deal and negotiating certain contracts and trying to get the best situation for yourself. You still have to deal with those type of situations. It doesn't stop just because you got skin in the game. No, you just got thicker skin that you're able to deal with it more, and it's not a bother to you because you've been around the block. My current situation right now, I spoke on the last episode or one of the episodes ago, and I was just like, I'm in a spot, overseas basketball limbo. Yeah, that's what I made a video on that or something. And I was just like, I'm just in a spot where I'm too good to just take any kind of BS, but I'm also fighting for a better contract. And I can go to certain teams, but it's like they're not going to give me the money that I need. So it's like I take less money just to play, or I can wait to get more money. Because teams, first thing they're going to do is they're going to try to just see who the guy they got is valid enough, and if they don't have to spend that much money on them first. So if I got a guy that I got him for cheap because they're probably just trying to test them out, giving them a chance or whatever, and they see that it's not, that player does not fit what they're looking for, they're going to make a change and go ahead and spend that money to get someone of a better quality, a better caliber. Like, speaking of, like when I was in Argentina, they're quick. They always let that first wave go through, and then they're ready to switch out. They're ready to switch out guys and go to different players, and they're going to spend more money because they can't get kicked out of the league and move down to the second division. Like that country, for example, teams do not like to go down to the second division. When you're playing on teams that always seems to be fighting to stay in the league, even they will pay. So it's a good and a bad thing. It's like you start off late, but then you get paid more on the back end. But how I see it is I'm playing, and I'm every month that I'm not set out to go and work and get paid is a day that I'm down, and I'm moving backwards. I need to collect this bread because I got things that I need to do. You feel me though? We're going on to the topic today, which is, because I'm going through the situation, it just made me think of like who else, like the things that haunt us the most, as basketball players. What is the things that haunt us most in our mind all the time? And I know everybody, before I even say what the first thing is, you probably already know. The first thing that haunts every single basketball player in their mind when they ask this one question: Before I even say what it is, you probably already know what it is because that's how universal it is. And it is, am I good enough? Every basketball player always asks themselves or herself, am I good enough? Am I good enough to play in middle school, high school? Am I good enough to play in college? Am I good enough to go pro? Am I good enough to earn money to do this? We all have asked ourselves that question, being realistic, because it doesn't really matter if, even if you've had good moments and you've been playing well or whatever, they still creep in. And guess what? It never stops. The feeling of sometime, am I good enough? It never, that thought does not ever not try to creep up in your head. It's just depending on what you do to keep those thoughts at bay. Is what you do in your own time, in your own work, from the work that you put in, to say that, you know what, it doesn't matter if the thoughts come, I'm well prepared to handle that because I've been working so hard that I don't even have to doubt myself. Even when the doubting thought comes up, I know the answer already because I've been putting the work. I've been pruning myself for these moments from the work that I put in and day out. From the work that I put in, I'm just reaffirming to myself, I am good enough. I'm good enough to get it done. I'm good enough to get signed. I'm good enough to play in this game. I'm good enough to play on this level. I'm good enough to do what it do to get to whatever level that I'm at. But we all ask ourselves that same question sometimes. Am I good enough? Am I good enough to hoop? Every player has moments of doubt, whether a missed shot, a bad game, or being cut from a team. Ain't nothing like being cut from a team and wondering if you're still good enough to play the game. It's toes and it's on every player who's ever gotten cut, which almost every player has always been cut at one point in their life, especially in the professional stage. Over the probably, I would say about 98, 97% of every basketball player have yet to find one who have not at least been cut one time. And it does weigh on your mental because it's how you feed yourself, it's how you feed your family, it's your livelihood. It's something that you've been working on your entire career. Your entire life has basically been revolved around this thing that you now are choosing to make a career out of, to feed your family out of. And you're getting sent home. You ain't got no place to stay. You can't get no food. You got to go on food stamps. You got to do whatever it takes. All right, I'm playing. I'm hyping it up. I'm hyping it up. But the fact of the matter is, you put so much into the game that when it doesn't, when something like major happens, you start to doubt yourself and think that this is the deciding factor of who you are, and it's not like that. I'll give you like a quick little insight of. So I'm not mentoring this young guy, but I guess every time I'm speaking to someone of a younger generation that's trying to work towards playing or being a professional, which I run into a lot, because you're going to run into people who are dedicated to the things that they believe in the places they should be. Met him in the gym, working on his game. Or he seen me working on my game, decided to come in and pass me the ball to continue my workout, and we just hit it off ever since then. Now, he has been aching to make it to the G League tryout. And he's talking it up, and I was like, listen, bro, you need to go to China. They love midgets. You're a midget. He's got to be like 5'7", 5'5". He's a point guard. He's a midget. To me, you're a midget. So he's a midget. And so he's a midget. And I'm like, they love your type of player. Short, small, quick guys that can jump, You just go build yourself up over there, bro. It's 10 times better and easier than trying to go figure out this life, trying to go on get on the G League team, and that whole system and that route. That's not gonna get you to where you want to go. I'm telling you, because I've been down that route. I know how that G League route is. I know just the routine of what it is. Don't waste your time. Focus on something that is actually going to get you traction, something that's actually going to make a difference. And the easiest place I've ever seen to get traction and get a better start has been in Asia, has been in China, in anywhere in Asia for the most part. Because you can still hang out and still play basketball in your downtime while you try to figure other things out with getting contracts and stuff like that. You could still actively be playing and making money if you're trying to go the pro route. Because right now he's not doing anything. I'm going to put his business out here. He going to know who I'm talking about, but I ain't going to say his name. But if you're not, even the other day, I said, you know what, I haven't been playing as much basketball. Let me go jump in some men's league just to keep myself going in basketball acclimate, because I can't just keep going to the gym and playing, just working out and not getting some actual basketball movement. I gotta stay in the rhythm. I gotta stay playing. Okay, if you don't get picked up, you can still be playing and getting paid while you continue to work at what it is you're doing. At least it's enough to sustain you and keep you going, so you don't have to worry about that overhead. However, he was so fixated on the concept and the idea of making it to the G League. He was just figured that was his career. That was his career path. He was going to make it to the G League because he has what it takes, and he works hard. And it's about being in shape, and it's about a great attitude, and it's about talking, and it's about competing, and it's about doing other things and talking to the coaches and introducing yourself to everyone. And none of that matters. It matters and it don't. If something is not, if that's not great, you get perfect. Use all those skills somewhere else, because it ain't gonna be. It don't matter here. Just keep being real. I ain't going. I say this out of love, not out of hate. I say this out of. I would prefer you go here because this is going. This is going to give you a better odds and a better options of what you're trying to do. This is what you. I've been down that route. I did the G League thing. I seen it from my own eyes. So I'm not speaking from what I think or believe. I'm speaking from experience of already doing it. And so, of course, there was nothing that happened from it. And I'm not trying to speak on some like, oh, I knew. No, I just say you could just read certain areas and situations, bro. You're telling me that you're hurt. You can't even move like you want to. And you're talking about going and getting picked up by the G League, the Orlando Magic, the NBA organization. It's not happening. It's not happening. You have to be. When there's like a tier of like, you got to be at your best, and then you're going to have a level that like is 1.5 times more than what's your best. If you're giving 100, you're going to have to be like 125 to even get a chance. And then that's just to even get the second look on just your natural raw ability. After that comes in a lot of other factors of who you sign with, who's representing you, like that rabbit hole. And it got to be someone in that system. You got to be somebody in that system who knows it's about relationships. Now, you think the guy, the assistant coach, who has a relationship with an agent, whose player just came out of Texas, is not going to get a better opportunity than you, who came out of a JUCO with no agent that's hurt, just because you talking loud and clapping? No. Let's be realistic about the situation. And once he did get picked up, I know the first thought that came into his head is like, am I even good enough to keep going? You know how I know he felt like that? Because he stopped coming to the gym. We used to go to the gym 4-5 days out the week. I hadn't seen him in like a week. Actually, I saw him when I saw him maybe Monday Today is Saturday. Maybe Monday we went to the gym. And you ever heard your parents say, this gonna hurt me more than it gonna hurt you? I don't ever think that. I never understood that. And it's like that could not even be a concept. If you beating my behind, that ain't hurting you, that's hurting me. Yeah, you don't look like you hurting, you ain't crying over there. In this aspect, I had to whoop him. And I had to whoop him on the court. I had to whoop him on the court. And you know what? I felt bad because I told him. But I just had to give him a reality that he needs to understand what he is up against. Now we played, let me bring some context into what I'm talking about. So we played pickup before he went. Before he went to the tryout, we played pickup maybe a week before. Now, I was out all night the night before, no excuses. I'm owning up to who I am, and there are things that I need to work on. No judgments on this station here. But I was out the night before. I had a good time with my friends and my cousins or whatever and do that. But I was getting up to go hit the gym in the morning. If you're going to party, I'm going to work twice as hard. And then you get that like that. Then since I party, now I got to go work twice as hard. No exceptions. You know? So I went to the gym and I'm working out. We're working out. And I said, let's play some ones. We played some ones. I think for the day, it was like 5-3. I won 5-3. 5 games to his 3 games. And he was just talking mad crazy. Oh, if I can keep up with you, I know I got a chance. If I could do that to you, I know I got a chance. I know I'm good enough. I could tell just by, and I was like, oh my God. See, if you do not at every moment dismantle your opponent and do not give them any chance to come. I think that's from The Art of War. You can't give them any hope, chance, nothing. Kill all hope that they ever have, that they ever thought. So fast forward to the day we're about to play. And I said, we're about to play again. This is after the G League thing. And this is what I'm trying to reiterate to him. No, I am not playing in the G League. No, I didn't play in the NBA. But I know for 100% fact, I am an NBA caliber player, G League type caliber player, because I've been doing this for 12 years professionally. And once you get this far in, you already know the nuances of the game to play at any level, on any stage. EuroLeague, NBA is all the same thing because you know basketball. At that point, it's just all about athleticism that you have to keep up with the game. Skill is there. Thought process is there. It's just all about athleticism and strength when getting to the next level. And as a person who's been lifting weights every single day, not every single day, I'm gonna be exaggerate, but for the 5 to 6 days out of the week, I've been in the weight room. That is just like my natural routine, basketball or no basketball. So because I know my body type, I know what type of player I am. I know I'm a slim build player that plays majority power forward, so I have to bang with a lot of centers a lot of times, set screens, do that type of big man dirty work, get in there and fight for rebounds and set big screens for guards, and that's part of being a big man. So I know I am a slim build. I weighed myself today. I was 195. I'm 195. Am I playing weight be between like, dang, I lost some weight. I was at like 201, 202. I need to get back. I need to gain 10 more pounds. Even that, you lose weight fast. My metabolism is fast. I lose weight fast. So I know in order to counteract that, I know my disadvantages. So in order to counteract that, I lift 6 days, 5 to 6 days out of the week. That has netted me 12 years of playing pro basketball. Because I understood that one thing I contribute, that is one of the main key factors, because your body got to be able to keep up. So I'm showing him there's levels to what you're not ready for. And you going to the G League and trying to go that, I'm going to play against you right now and show you what you're up against. I'm going to just show you what you're up against. This ain't to toot my own horn. This ain't to show you I'm better than you. This is just to show you where you need to be. Because if you step on the court, you're gonna go against. I know I'm a hell of a player. I know I'm a tough cover. I'm about. I'm as good as one can get. I'm good. I know that, and I say that humbly, graciously, arrogantly. I don't care what nobody. You match me up and dang there against about anybody, I'm gonna get it in. That's just come from my work, and that just comes from my confidence from my work of I've been putting in. There ain't too much gyms that I'm gonna walk in and you're gonna be better than me at my position at what I do. I just bring that dynamic to the game, and that's what I just believe in with myself. So you have a great chance to prove and show yourself what you can do against a player like me, because I play defense too. I switch on guards and guards. It ain't no just, oh, you're a big man. No, I am a hybrid. I am a very dynamic player. I can do dang near it all. That's what has allowed me to last this long. I say all that to say this. We played, and I absolutely destroyed him. I absolutely destroyed him. And right before I told him, before he even walked in the gym and we was working out and lifting weights, I said, look, I apologize. I truly apologize. You know why? Because I'm going to have to do this to you. But no, I'm doing this to you strictly out of I want what's best for you. I want what's best for you. And I have to literally mollywop you and destroy you so you can get a grasp of what you need to work on in order to get to this level, because you're not ready yet. I remember in high school, I was a junior in high school, and this pro came in and he was just so much stronger, bigger, faster, jump higher, shoot it. Just amazing. It made me gauge where I needed to be. I'm trying to just implement into them. This is what you got to gauge where you need to be when it comes to this level. But I apologize to him ahead of time once again. I'm sorry I got to do this to you. I don't want to kill your pride or kill your spirit, but I got to dog walk you so you can understand there's levels to this. And you're gonna question yourself, am I good enough after this? Because this is the level. There is levels. And he texted me maybe 2-3 days after that and was like, man, I can't stop thinking about the ones that we played, because I absolutely destroyed them. For 2 games, we played 3 games of King of the Court. He scored maybe 2 points on the first one. The next 2 spots, he didn't score at all. I 7-0'd him the next 2 spots, and then we played 1 game to 50, 2s and 3s. So we play all these games in a row so we can get conditioning in as well. So you play 3 games of King of the Court, 3 dribbles, and then we play right after immediately a game to 50, 1s and 2s, free dribble. You get your own rebound, you take it back, you shoot. I think I won like 50-17. We just went and sat down and started saying, well, that's just one-on-one. You know, when you first it was, this is what I can do against you. I know I'm good, to, oh, that's just only one-on-one. No chance. And when you texted me the other day saying that I can't stop thinking about that, good. Let it fuel you. To my anime watchers out there, if you ever watch Afro Samurai, in the very beginning, the very first Afro Samurai, when his dad fought against the number 2 fighter, the one who had the number 2 headband, and he lost to him, and he was holding his dad after he murked his dad, he said, use that, let that fuel you to come find me one day. Let that me offing your dad be the fuel that makes you come to seek me out one day. Get as good as you possibly can. Let that burn and hurt so much that it fuels you to get to levels you never even thought were possible for yourself. And sometimes, and a lot of times, that comes through pain. Pain, boy. That comes through pain. So I know We all ask ourselves, are we good enough? Am I good enough? I can go on all day about that. We're supposed to be doing the three things. That's just one of the things that I know for a fact because I've been in that situation. I had a game in the playoffs where I went 1 for 8, and we're the top team, and we're losing to the last team. They're just trying to get in. We're over here. We lost to them at their crib, and we lost by, I don't even know, but I went like 1 for 8 with like 4 points, and I'm the star player. Do you think I'd ask myself, am I good enough? I think I was writing a blog at that time. It was just the thoughts that go through your head, how you doubt yourself so much because of what you think that where you should be. And it takes a lot of, and it, you know what? Even after that game, the next game we won, but I didn't even play well that game either. So thoughts were still in my head. So this lasted for like a couple of days, and it just took me locking in inside and telling myself and really going inside, meditating, breathing, talking to God more, and just talking to myself, looking myself in the mirror and talking to myself and saying, is a saying that I always say to myself, I ain't going out like that. I know who I am. I am not going out like that. That's like to flip the switch for me. I ain't going out like that. That means I'm about to turn up. We closed that game. We closed the series out. I finished with like 26 and like 9 or 27 and like 9, something crazy. But to close the series out, because I'm like, I'm not going out like that because I know I'm good enough. The inner voice in your head got to be so much louder that it shows exactly what you're saying about yourself. Don't let the thoughts that goes in your head be the words that you put out into the universe. You decide, okay, what thought comes, what you want it to be, and then you put that out. So when the thought comes, am I good enough? You need to just reaffirm that yes, I am good enough. Now let me go show you. Because you're only showing yourself. Because the battle is only begun and won in your own mind for your own self. That's where the battle is fought and won. So when that question is asked, it's fought and won against yourself to yourself. Moving on, man. Number 2, the second question that haunts most basketball players is, what happens if I fail? Basketball careers are short, and the road to the pros is brutally competitive. Players often fear, what if? What if they don't make the team, don't get a contract, or their dream ends really soon? So what? So what if you fail? I'll give you a perfect example of what failure has brought to me in my life. This entire network was brought on through. This entire network was brought on to by a failure, and I really don't like to call things a failure because I don't believe it was a failure. It was a lesson that I learned, that I was able to learn and adapt from and realize what it changed the course of my life and this network. So 2 things are a factor. 1, write down your goals. So what if something happens, you've already got it written down, you already had it predetermined. I remember maybe I was 30 years old, so this is probably 5 years ago. Going on 6 years ago, 5.5 years ago. I wrote down that I wanted to start this a YouTube channel talking about overseas basketball. So I put it out there into the universe. 3 years later, I started that. But why did I start it 3 years later? Well, the first part is I was actually studying to be a home inspector. And the first time I took the test, I failed the test. Okay. Regroup, start over again. Regroup to start over again, to start studying again. Now I'm even more locked in to take the test. I'm studying. My mother bought me a book to help me study. In the book led me to another book because they gave three different book recommendations to take. I read the 3 books, and one of the books just happened to lead me to another book that led me to a YouTube video, that led me to a podcast, that led me to starting my own podcast, that led me to here right now today talking to you guys, and I now have been doing this for 3 years. That only happened because I failed the test the second time. I failed the test the second time, and my mother bought me the book to keep studying. If I would have passed it, there would have been no need for the book. There would have been no need to dig deeper. There would be no need to find more truth to accomplish a goal that I set out for myself. Here I am thinking that this is what I want to do, and the fact that it didn't happen. The fact that I failed the test twice, that led to me being where I want to be. Would I have wanted to be a home inspector? Yes, I was studying to be for it. It would have been a great career. It's actually a great career choice because my best friend, I told him about it. Now he's a home inspector, and he's about to start his own company next year. And it's like a great career change for him. He thanks me all the time I see him. He's like, bro, you literally changed my life with this information, because that's how valuable that career choice was. But some could say that was because of my failure. That was a blessing, because now I'm doing more of what I want to do, which is being here, chopping it up, talking about my experience that I written 3 years prior, and from here 5 years prior. That happened because I failed the test. So what happens if you fail? Your life keeps going towards the thing that it was meant to be led to. That's what happens. Your life keeps going, and it's going to go in the direction that it was meant to go into. Because here I thought I was supposed to be a home inspector. But this career path that I've chosen here came from the failures of failing to be a home inspector, which led me to this network, which led me into social media and being an influencer, led me to having my own network that I'm creating and building, and I'm enjoying, and to this network, this podcast, this whole business world journey that I would never had experience. I would have never had experience or found if I would have passed that test. If I would have passed that test, none of this would have been possible. None of this would have been here. And it doesn't matter about the money that will come, because the money that can be made and will be made from this network is going to dwarf the money that I will make from there, from being a home inspector. For me and my goals and my aspirations. For my best friend, it fits perfect with his lifestyle. My lifestyle, I'm a professional basketball player. I travel all around the world. I take this with me. Y'all always see I'm always in a different country, a different place, a different setup, because that's the lifestyle. This is what's catered to me, that works for me. And all this came because I failed. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. So what? So what? Write down what you want in case you do fail in something. Just keep writing down what you want. Take the time right now to write down what you want if you fail. So if you fail, then you keep going into the thing that it is what you want. A lot of times you don't even know what you want because you never took the time to write it down. You just think you know what you want, and you plan out for the things that you want. And what is it? What's the saying? Man plans, God laughs. Man plans, God laughs. So write it out. Write it out. Players often fear the what if. What if they don't make the team? So what? So what? The question isn't just about the game. It's about the life after the game and whether the sacrifices were worth it. Sacrifices are worth whatever you put your perspectively mind towards what that meant for you. Me taking that test, me studying the way I studied, and the time and the dedication that I've done, and what I went through to try to, like, the amount of study time that I put into it, the different tactics of learning. I was reading books on how to learn better, applying peppermint smell because peppermint access the memory, and before I go and study, I would turn on Bach the Bach playlist because it's good with memory from violinists and that type of music. That orchestra music helps with the memory process and helps you remember better along with the senses. So now you're using sound and your other senses to also help you with remembering things and bringing back things up. So when I'm studying and when I see it in the test, I'll have peppermint. I eat a peppermint. It's gonna react. It's gonna activate something in my brain that reminds me of the things that I studied at the time. I was doing all this to fail the test. I was taking it to another levels that I've never taken it before to achieve a goal that I've never achieved before. And just because that goal was not achieved doesn't mean the habits and the passion that I put into achieving that goal make how that will translate into something else. Maybe that just wasn't your one thing, but if you do the exact same thing as far as preparation and going outside the box and figuring out whatever you need to do to try to make this as successful as you possibly can in another endeavor, who's it to say that you can't make that happen? And that be 10 times better what you thought you wanted. And that's the reality of it. So it's not about what if you fail, because to be honest, you will fail in every endeavor, especially in basketball. Jesus, that's a part of the game. Someone has to lose. Someone has to be last. Someone has to get moved down. Someone has to get cut. That is just a part of the natural ecosystem of life. So how you dictate on how you respond to that is really well dependent on yourself and the perspective that you have of yourself and the mindset that you have for yourself. That is what it is depending upon. And the last one to wrap this up is, will anyone remember me? 3 questions that haunt every basketball player. And the last one is, will they remember me? That sounds like Mitch. I love the hustle. I love the grind. But if I leave, is he still gonna love me, man? Is the fans still gonna love me, man, just to be remembered? You know, I used to think about that all the time. Like thinking about legacy and thinking about what I done to the game and what people remember, what I gave to the game and what it's done. And you know what I realized, like, from like the fear of being forgotten and thinking like people not respecting me for the time that I put in and the work that I put in. You know, I used to be so much, I gotta be a legendary basketball player and I just gotta be a legend to the game. And you know what? I used to say that. I used to be my mantra. Be a legend, be a legend, be a legend, be a legend. And I came to the point where it's just like, that's an ego. That's my ego talking. Because what classifies me as a legend? Who is the one that deemed my life as a legendary? I'm legendary in my own way, through my own process of who I think I am. If you believe you're a legendary basketball player, that's the thoughts that you leave the game with. And I think most players, me included, I'm looking for something outside of myself to validate who I think I am. Even unintentionally, we all do it. I did it to myself, not even realizing, and I had to get out, and I realized it doesn't matter what anybody what they remember me. Will you remember what you've done to yourself, for yourself in the game? Did you enjoy it? Did you work as hard as you possibly can to enjoy every time you was on the court so you could play as good as you possibly can and took advantage of the time that you have and the craft that you dedicated your short period of your life to at that time? Because you know what? 10 years from now, when I retire, 10 years from now, 5 years after I retire, ain't nobody gonna remember me. Some might be on some record board still, but it ain't gonna matter. It don't matter because it doesn't make or break or change my life after that. None of that's gonna change my life. Winning 7 championships is not gonna change the trajectory of my life if I don't use it. Now I use it. Okay, I'm going to extract from the game as much as possible as I can. You know what? I have over 7 championships playing professional basketball, so I have a very array sense of information that I can pass down. What can I do with that? Well, what I can do with that is create a podcast and a basketball network where I talk about these experiences and I display and I try to portray how you can avoid pitfalls and give you updated information and give you mindset and perspectives of what's going on and give you stuff like my book that helps you get started in the overseas professional career and everything that you need. That's what I take from the game. That's how I will be remembered, as someone that gave to the game even after I left the game. Some people just want to be remembered because of the game. My best friend right now, he's playing in Argentina. He'll probably go down as one of the best players. Already is one of the best players that ever played in Argentina. One of the best players on that team. He's all-time leading scorer. Has the most championships. Everything. Guess what? 5 years after, when he leaves and he's done, that ain't gonna matter. It ain't gonna matter. Now him, he's in a whole different class. But for the average, now him, he could probably get a coaching job, regular coaching job, maybe. Be a part of the staff. That's what you want to do? Go be a part of the staff in a third world country where you're getting paid 4 times less than what you are getting paid now? That's what it warrants you. That's just the reality. So, will they remember you? Who cares if they do? Your family, what you remember for yourself, because you're the only one who's gonna live and die with your thoughts. Because once it's gone, you ain't gonna be around to see if anybody remembers you anyways. So you got to take care of yourself. Enjoy the game that you have. If you want memories, create them for yourself. Remember your own memories. Take video. Do whatever it is in all aspects of life. You got to be remembered for the things that you remember yourself. Meaning, you have to generate the responses from life that you want. The moments of every game, practice, barbecue, whatever it is with other teammates, and just the whole experience. Who cares if it's your experience to enjoy because it's your life. And that's all that matters. It doesn't matter about all the legacy this and I used to be this and back. It don't matter. I swear it don't matter. Like I said, when I was playing with the young guy that I mentor, he was just so, I gotta be great. I gotta be so great. I gotta be so good because I just gotta be. And I looked at him and I could see it while we were playing the first time. And I was just like, bro, at the end of the day, none of this matters. Smile. Enjoy this. It's not that deep. I promise you it's not that deep. I promise you it's not that deep. Enjoy it. Don't let that consume you so much to think that, if I don't be the most amazing story that come up and create this own path, then I'm nothing. Breathe. It doesn't even matter. The only thing that matters right now, even at this very moment, as you're hearing my voice, as the time passed, this very second, in all of life, where are you at this very second is the only thing that matters. This very moment for moment, is the only thing that matters. Not yesterday, not what's to come, not what it is 10, 15 minutes from now, or 10, 15 minutes that's in the past. Right now. And it's your moment. It doesn't matter. Just enjoy the moment you have and been blessed with. That's all I got, man. I just wanted to come in, talk to y'all a little bit, get inside y'all head a little bit, and just chop it up on this beautiful Saturday. Put a little bit of work in. If y'all interested, I'm about to open back up the bold claims shop. Y'all guys can pick up your bold claims gear, get you some gear. Be stylish, be fresh and chilled on this Saturday with the bold claims gear. Nice, just unique, stand out, be bold, claim it. It's yours. That's all I got. Remember, greatness is a habit, not a right. Till next time.